John here. Sorry today, the video cut out on the sound. Got a bit problem with the speakers in my system. It's not very good, but we'll get better equipment soon as we get going. So I just wanted to follow up on some of the bits that we're missing with the 61 Cook Street property that we were going to carry on through with the lien warrant with Detective Senior Sergeant Aaron Pascoe, Auckland Police Station. He's the fraud squad detective, arresting officer. And so what happened there was I gave him till yesterday to respond to an affidavit, the same way as set up with other accused people on Facebook. We're using that forum as a Moai Crown Confederation Admiralty Court to carry out our cases in front of you, the public watching. So on our Moai Crown Confederation membership, we have about 1,530 people following us on this case. So that just gives you an idea of the attention that we're causing with this type of case, private prosecution case, in front of 1 billion people on Facebook, as I've told Aaron Pascoe, Detective Aaron Pascoe, that we were going to go on to the section today on 61 Cook Street, 21st of January 2014. That's the day that I was going to enter and issue new tenancy agreements under the laws of England for our Moai system of government. Okay, new system. And he said to go to court, take it to court. I said, no, we're not going to court. We don't need to go to court because it's disclosed. There's nothing for the judge to adjudicate because we've got the people who committed the fraud, and also everybody knows that they haven't responded to all the accusations are made against them from the bad title that was put together by Crown agents. As very serious what they've done to forge new titles in order to discharge the land title into the Crown Road. Those are Crown titles in Auckland, quite separate to British Crown titles, grants, and quite separate to Maryland titles under the New South Wales government in Australia. So we're Moai is dealing directly with Britain, the British government, the Secretary of State, Defence Minister, Philip Hammond. So I'm sending a letter to him that the Police Commissioner, Peter Marshall, and the Area Commander of the police here in Auckland, Mike Clement, and his Detective Senior Sergeant Aaron Pascoe, and the Rear Admiral of the Navy Force, Jack Steer, Rear Admiral Jack Steer, and Rhys Jones, the Defence Force Chief Commander, and also the Governor General, Sir Jerry Mataparai Andrews, and also other members of the government, including the Prime Minister, John Key. Okay? They all got notices to refute the Moai title to these lands. They are only carrying conveyancing titles. They're only paper, computer-generated titles for mortgage liens. Okay? Mortgage is Admiralty law of King William IV. So that's how they create money through the banks and mortgages using Admiralty law of King William IV. Okay? There's no other king or queen in the world who created Admiralty law. King William put that together between 1830 and 1837, and he had 52 years in the Navy at 13 when he joined to put that together. A lot of work. And then he gave us, the Hapu natives in New Zealand, his flag, jurisdiction. Okay, that's to sail around the world. What he didn't get was the seal of authentication of documents. Now, Moai's got the seal now. You'll see that around the documents, around the edges. The seal with him sitting on his horse and his ship, vessel, ready to go out around the world and do business from state to state under corporations. Okay? He started the corporations and all their commerce, King's Bench, King of the Sea, King of the Castle. That's who he was. The king is our partner. He gave us the flag. It's a contract. Commercial contracts are Admiralty law. Right? The Admiralty law is for the protection of trade between countries. And so the Confederation of Hapu, sovereign people, natives of New Zealand, are the only race of people in the world that have this Admiralty, trading bank, commercial contract, law, flag, jurisdiction. Okay? It's got the King George Red Cross and the stars on it, 8 stars. Okay? Now that's something nobody knew, not even Maoris knew. Why? It's because they never told them what it's for. They never told these Maoris, what they call Maori, what that flag means. You see, all this time, the government put that flag in the cupboard in Wellington and then usurped it all the way right through now. They used it to create war. Okay? It's not supposed to be for war. It's supposed to protect the business from war and pirates. Well, actually, the pirates took a hold of it in Australia. The New South Wales government and the Commonwealth of Australia is a company now, the new company. The Commonwealth of Australia is registered with Washington, D.C. as a new corporation. What happens here is that we're accusing, Moai is accusing the Australian government of using Te Ture Whenua 1993 Maori Native Land Act for their constitution and their jurisdiction of land titles in Australia. Now that's the worst offence that the Crown of Australia and Crown of New Zealand have colluded illegally to make new titles under the federal state of Australia, transferred it through the Supreme Courts on their mace or jurisdiction in direct conflict of interest and a threat to King William IV Admiralty seal. Okay? It's very serious. and also the Australian Commonwealth government colluded with John Key and the New Zealand government to actually put their jurisdiction into the Supreme Court here through Sean Elias. So now you've got fraud in the courts. Fraud in the courts. What Moai is doing is running courts outside of their courts. We are legally entitled to have a judge on the opposite side of the judge in all their courts in New Zealand under the British law, commercial contract with the Moai Hapu natives. Okay, that's us. Not Maori. Not Maori. There was no Maori or iwi at 1840 or 1835. So the iwi and the Maori are a Crown product, title ownership. Belongs to the Crown, right, in England. Crown banks, Rothschild banks, Queen, and all of that. And their states, right? They put the Queen through this other states, the Commonwealth, right? So everything that's got Crown on now is owned by Moai Crown, under the King's bench of recovery of the bounty, the prize, and the possessions that Crown, the Queen's bench, has flogged off the King's bench. Okay, so I'm here as a private prosecutor in front of you, claiming the King's bench royal revenue recovery of those money, funds, assets, banks, everything derived by the Queen's bench and their state corporations, illegally, fraudulently corrupted. Okay, so that's why I'm making this little video to make up the gap of the other one that I made of the lunch I had today with Brett Cupper in Papatotoi. Very good. It was nice. Nice. He's a very generous man when I'm getting a little upset yesterday with somebody. Okay, today I'm a little bit tired. That's why I didn't go ahead and do things with Pasco. I'll deal with them tomorrow. Just to let you know, I'll let in Philip Hammond, the Secretary of State in UK, London, Defence Minister, assist us with military under Admiralty law, court martial. Okay? So now we've got a private investigator to go and pick up the orders of the King through me, the private prosecutor. Prosecuted the policeman. Right? He put his foot right in it when he said to me, in a contract between me and the other accused. Okay? They stayed silent, said nothing, and default conviction now, case. Now, all the others in the government, Defence Force, shut their mouth, said nothing. This guy, right, I said to him, I'm going on to section on the 6th of January. I'm going on to section 61 Cook Street to issue new tenancy agreements and seize the property. Okay, that's what I got this lien warrant for. No joke. I got it signed by QC notary here in Auckland. Yu Taek Choi, lawyer. Right? He's an international commercial contract lawyer. Now, Aaron Pesco, he got handcuffs. He knows how to put the handcuffs on those Tuhoi people. Right? He arrested them, put their face on the ground, make them face down. He's the one. Okay? Aaron Pesco, he's the one responsible for those raids on Tuhoi. Okay? That's another case. And so, Graham Elliott, he's our private investigator, knows all about him. He knows all about him, so he will deal with it. is under instructions from me, private prosecutor, in this court, on Facebook, admissible in the courts of law, in the High Court, London. Okay, so we're getting our authority from London by just them watching us. Now, if these guys responded to those affidavits, all those affidavits, with their photo there, humiliated, okay, in front of the whole world, then we would have gone to London, the High Court, okay? Admiralty, the real Admiralty Court, over this country. What did Aaron Pascoe say? He said, why are you going to the Admiralty Court in London? I said, because we've got a contract. We're in contract with them. The courts and the King of England and the government of England. Not the Crown, not the Queen. That belongs to John Key, Wellington. Okay? That's his jurisdiction. Ours is straight to the King. Right? They made the King a silent partner. Right? Made the King a silent partner. So someone, the creditor, is collecting the money, the revenue, and not identifying themselves. Okay? So the creditor, the judges in the courts, are collecting the money from all the booty, the bounty, the pirates pick up, and send it to this hidden creditor. Now, Moai is here as the creditor now, and all the fraud from all the people in this country, 4 million of them, are now debtors. Right? Levy, debtors. Every one of them. Excepting the 1,530 people who are members of Moai, Crown Confederation of the People of the World, Sovereigns. Okay? On Facebook. Well, they seem to believe that we're on the right track. They'll be right. We are on the right track. We are following the law. Right to the letter. Okay, so Mr. Pascoe, you've committed 12,000 police, 12,000 plus police into liability. You're liable. You actually put them all at risk by opening your big mouth to me. Okay? And saying, no, don't go on that place. Don't go on that section. It's premeditated. You already know that there's a fraud case on here. That's been confirmed by the lawyer, Choi. Okay? He says a big case. And also indications from Graham Elliott Investigations, right? Licensed investigator for us. He's our partner in business, right? Pending this case, right? And he's a UK, ex-UK detective sergeant. Now, see, not going to get away with it. Not going to get away with it because the British are on our side. And because you cut yourself off, the New Zealand police, the government, cut yourselves off from Britain, right? And their protection. You're on your own. You've got no protection but just your 12,000 police. Right? You're supposed to be there for us. No one rang you up for help. Right? And I wanted to come and see you, talk to you. You said, no, put it in writing. That's what you said. You know, it's on video. Watch my lips move when I talk to you on the phone. It's on there. Right? Same as the judge in London is on video. Right? The registrar, his secretary. Watch my lips move when I talk to them. And you. So you can't escape the truth and what happened. When you stop me in a commercial lien contract, you interfered with a contract. The other guy didn't ring you up to come and help him out. When I go on that section, if he rings you up, you can't assist them because they're in a fraud. They're fraud. That means you're assisting them. Why you won't help us? Okay? The public. I'm here for the public. Good. the money we collect from the fines, from the booty that we recover from the vessel that dented ours, goes to the people who join us. Okay? Around the world. Anybody around the world gets that booty. It's all Crown stuff. All Crown is going to seize the whole lot, and we foreclosed on the World Bank 1141 900 million trillion trillion. Okay, that's the OPPT foreclosure over the World Bank and the UCC. Okay, we foreclosed on. So we foreclosed the whole lot back to Moai and the King of England. Two things here that are very important. Just so you know, we've got a memorial of God's face. That's the statue on the Pacific Islands, right? Right through the Pacific Islands. That's a stone memorial dating everybody off the land. Dating you people back to 1840, right? We go beyond that with the Moai statue. Back to 1840, you can't speak, none of you can speak before that, only us. You can't speak anything about history before 1840, according to British documents, authenticated documents under this seal of King William. Okay, that's what I'm saying, true story. So don't interfere with commercial liens, because that's a sign of war. That's what that flag, the Confederation flag, the people that are holding and flying it around, doesn't realize is actually intimidating war at the moment with that flag. It wasn't supposed to be for war, but it's right into war now, Obama, using that authority. We're going to take it off him with that flag. This flag outdoes any other flag on commercial contracts. Okay? King William IV invented commercial contracts of Admiralty law, Admiralty court martial law. Right? He invented it. We are his commercial bank trading contract partners. Okay? Can't break it. It's in Westminster. So we're going to Westminster Parliament to put the flag in the upper house because it's sitting in the lower house. And from there, we're starting to go from here with a delegation at Sunakora, going around the North and South Island, and get a fresh mandate from all the hapus that she's already mapped out. She was a Geoffrey Palmer, so Geoffrey Palmer's married Labour government policymaker, married land courts. So she's very good. So don't muck around with Sunakora and me, because she's given me the authority over those titles and the whakapapa that she's stuck together. So she knows how politics works. She's a Harvard professor, qualified professor, right? Never put a foot out in place with her. So she's expecting me to sort this land out and put the lien on it, and the Land Register General has to settle the owners of the property, James Roundtree, if you're listening, you're watching this video, they've got to pay you back your money, and Simon Roundtree. James Brown, Simon Roundtree, you too, I'll come and see you. But you must vacate that property, because we're seizing it for bad title. You got sold a lemon from Doug Rickard Bell. He didn't disclose that to you. He didn't even put our Manukau name, Kawharu name, Wanoa name, and Parapara name on the registrar, right? They're supposed to put it on there as an interest in that land block, right? Because we are the landowners. We are the original native landowners. No question about it. If you want to contest that, put it in writing. Just what Aaron Pascoe said to me, right? You listen to what he said. Put it in writing and send it to me. Here is my email. what does that do? Puts him in a contract with me, because we're in a contract where he's coming in and interfering with the contract. Dangerous, very dangerous. He's going tramping on dangerous territory here, even though he's a policeman. Won't save him. It won't save nobody who breaks the law like this. Right? So it's a friendly warning to any more policemen to take this leaf out of this book of the King, never to cross British law and Britain, because they're the ones who set this up for us, and you're the ones who are corrupting the whole thing. Right? Now, for every fraud that's committed here, we have sheriffs. We have 2 sheriffs now, one here in Auckland and one in Hamilton, to pick up anybody who has fraud. When we start to get going in administration up here in Auckland, we're going to see their property and then start from there. Okay, we've got a number of things happening. We've got a delegation going to Switzerland and talking to them. We've got support to go to the World Court. We take all these complaints that I've sent off to the High Court of Admiralty, Judge Mackey. We take those. We take all the things wrong that every politician and agent here of the Crown has done the Queen's side. Okay, the Queen is going to get it right up, and the figure of the OPPT, we've taken that figure as a benchmark to print the pound note. Right, going to print the pound note against the 5 billion on Cook Street, but there's nothing you can do about it, because it is now a debt. It is a levy against 13 convicted criminals, and we've had our case in. That's our law in our court. Okay, so we put that together tomorrow for the High Court, London, and also the Secretary of State, Defence, our partners. Okay, I'll let them know what's just happened. We're just saying the military here has no jurisdiction over us. The police have no jurisdiction over us because they can't reply. They can't reply. They're only waiting for an offence to happen on that block of land. Well, this is how we do it diplomatically, from letter, affidavit to them. They have to respond. If they don't, they're in default. Okay, so they're really, really messed up there. All right, so thank you very much. I hope this one comes out with the sound on this video. But I just want to let those people know who are supporting us on Facebook, Twitter, Google, and YouTube. Thank you very much. And a lot of the people who are joining and still wondering what Moai is about. Moai is a number of things happening here. So it's a learning curve for everybody watching. But we're doing things in front of you so that you can see if anything goes ahead, then the rest will follow. So once this land block is done, the rest will follow the same way as the President. That's without the elite courts, judges, lawyers, and everybody making anything out of it. Okay, the money that's derived from Moai goes back to the people on the land, anybody on the land. Okay, and the law and everything. We're going under the land laws of England. It's up to date, it's fresh, and we alter it to suit ourselves here. The same way as the government of Wellington has altered everything to suit themselves, but they've never shared anything with Māori or anybody. They take it out for themselves. We're just proving that in this case, that this one has caught them out. This time, Moai has come in and has exposed fraud in a huge way. The fraud business is just beginning, and Graham McCready He's doing private prosecution for Len Brown in Auckland. I'll just tell you, Len Brown's already in the Moai box, doc box, in Facebook for what he had done to the waterfront people when they lost their jobs on the I was there, and the protesters. So we're going back to that stage when he became mayor. It all changed. He's not the same now. He's committing all the crimes that anybody cannot live with, that have decent morals, right? There's no morals in this government. Dysfunctional, 3-year uncertainty. That's all I can say about them. And they're going around in circles and stir people up and make trouble. I don't want, or the people don't want, any fracking, oil, and all of those things that they don't listen to. The government doesn't listen to anybody because it's using this court martial law with 2 new judges here over and above the law of the land, right? The martial law takes precedent because they use it as emergency powers because of war and threats of terrorism that they caused here with Tuhoi. They made that happen to make it look bad, that Maori are a threat on their own lands, and yet they are the threat. As you can see here, we're going to show you a full-blown fraud case, and so that's why I'm telling you we're printing the pound note. King Tawhao from Waikato had the pound note rights from 1888 to 1930, when the UCC came in 1933 in America, and then they went commercial. All of that commerce and all the revenue belongs to the king, King William. We are recovering all that money, everything the king got, everything the queen got. The Pope is using the Admiralty law, right? We're going to seize all the Pope, the Catholic Church, all the churches, everybody who used Admiralty law, that belongs to us. That flag we have belongs to it. It is the ownership of all Admiralty law. I'm telling you straight in the face, okay? That I'm here to speak on behalf of the King of England, okay? Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Have a nice evening. Bye.